Ah, good morning, Zachary. I presume by this point that you know who I am.
Unfortunately.
Then we can skip the introductions and get straight to business. Although, do you know that until fairly recently, I didn't know anything about you? In retrospect, I suppose your parents must have mentioned you once or twice over all the years we worked together. But nothing that really stood out in my mind. They were so devoted to their work that I always envisioned them as childless, sacrificing family for scientific opportunity. Imagine how much trouble I could have saved if I had only realized there had been 3 people living in that house instead of 2. Perhaps if they had spoken of you more often, as one might expect that loving parents would.
You shut the hell up! You can't manipulate me like that. My parents loved me more than anything. You probably just didn't listen when they talked about me, because you don't care about anyone but yourself. Or maybe they didn't want you to know about me because of what a creep you are.
Is that your impression of me? Ah, well, I've endured far worse insults in the progress of my work. All truly great thinkers are ridiculed by those who don't understand their genius. Zachary, Zachary, Zachary. You've gone through a lot to make your way here, haven't you? Perhaps I should even congratulate you on your discovery of one of my top secret facilities. Not everyone could manage that one.
It's not hard when you leave your little video diaries in the hands of some bored trainee in a basement. For a scientist, you're not very good at encrypting stuff.
Perhaps I'll have to give you that. I do tend to become so immersed in my work that I neglect other concerns at times. Unless I intentionally left a trail of clues because I wanted you to find me.
What? Nope, I don't believe that one. You're just not as smart as you think you are.
Aya, you're quite the witty conversation partner, Zachary. I've missed that attitude that one only encounters when speaking to the young. Most adults would couch an insult like that in layers of passive aggression, but teenagers will say what they think directly to your face. And I always value honesty. Speaking of honesty, I imagine you might have questions for me if you've watched all those logs of mine. I'd be happy to answer them, whatever they are. It's so rare that I have the chance to tell anyone about my work. So, go ahead. Ask as many questions as you like. I'm an open book. Aya. Now there's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
What did you do to her? She was right here before.
Have you been hit so hard that you've lost your conception of object permanence? Turn your head to the side, Zachary. She's right next to you, in her hospital bed, where she's always been.
That's not what I'm asking.
You don't mean to say that you've seen Aya anywhere else, have you?
You know I can see Aya. The real Aya. Not this shell you've been letting waste away down here.
So it's really true. If only I'd been gifted with the same strength of ability as you. To see her. To speak to her again. I would give anything. That, and it would make my research so much easier if I didn't have to rely on psychically gifted assistants to keep me abreast of the details. As it is, I'm lucky if I can catch a glimpse of the souls I extract. So I really couldn't tell you where Aya is. I wish I could. Why? Why? You've watched the most significant of my research logs, and yet you still ask why. Isn't it obvious? My work has been successful in separating the human soul from the body. Even in such early stages, the ramifications of such a discovery are practically unlimited. Imagine transferring a soul from a diseased body to a healthy one. Or even an artificial vessel created for that purpose. My research could allow humanity to transcend the limits of mortality itself!
Sure, you talk a big game, but to me, it looks like all you've done so far is leave a trail of death and destruction!
The operative phrase being "so far." Are you truly incapable of imagining the miraculous future that could be achieved if I only had the necessary resources to push my work to the next level?
And how many more people would have to die to get to that level?
The number of potential casualties is immaterial. Don't you understand the concept of making necessary sacrifices for the greater good? Even if hundreds or thousands had to die to bring my research to fruition, it could transform the lives of billions. Can't you see that it would be worth it?
Even if you could guarantee that? No, I don't think it would be. Not when you're hurting innocent people who never agreed to be a part of your crazy experiments. You don't get to decide who lives and who dies.
Hopeless. You have no imagination. Well, it's been illuminating, Zachary. Truly. I always relish the chance to take apart the minds of others. Even those obstinate few who are incapable of appreciating my genius. But if our scintillating conversation has come to its natural conclusion, then I'm afraid it's time I put you to another use. Dr. Taylor? Well, I'll give you one more chance, Zachary. One opportunity to contribute to a brighter future for humanity. How would you feel about participating in the next stage of my experiment?
Don't do it, Zach!
Yeah, I think I'll pass on that one.
Really? What if we came to an agreement of sorts? You become my next test subject, and I'll bring that beloved aunt of yours back to the land of the living.
You're lying! You can't bring Aunt Claire back! You just said you'd never even seen her!
I think you'll find I had said I never met her, not that I had never seen her. She wasn't quite feeling up to a formal introduction at the time.
Liar! You're making that up! Aunt Claire is dead! She was shot! I saw!
Zach?
True, her body was damaged beyond repair. But what did I just tell you about my ability to transfer the soul to a new vessel? Still theoretical at the moment, of course, but all the technology is in place, simply waiting for an opportunity to try it out. If only I had a spare body. Perhaps someone she was familiar with, so that the transfer would come as less of a shock.
What are you talking about?
Isn't it obvious, Zachary? You simply sacrifice your own corporeal life for that of your beloved aunt. And in doing so, advance the scientific progress of mankind. Considering how much you've done to interfere with my plans, I believe I'm giving you quite a generous proposition.
I'm sorry, Zach. I tried to find a way for you to escape, but... just don't listen to him. You know he's lying. He lies about everything. He doesn't care about saving anyone. All he does is hurt everyone he touches. And you deserve so much better than being here with him. I wish...
Well, I do appreciate you taking the time to give the idea some thought, but I'm afraid I don't have all night. What will it be, Zachary? Will you take this chance to save your aunt? And in doing so, work towards saving the entire world from the bounds of mortality?
Never! I'll never make any kind of deal with you! You're crazy! And no matter what you say about the greater good, you're a murderer! You claim you're trying to save the world, but all you're doing is making it a living hell for the people you claim to care so much about! People like Aya!
You don't know anything about Aya.
I know her better than you do. And I know that she would have been better off if you had left her alone. You killed her family, just like you killed mine. You took everything from her, from us. You're a liar, and you're not even a good scientist. I bet you couldn't even bring back Aunt Claire if you tried. I'll never play along with your little experiments. Not in a million years.
What a shame. It might have hurt less, you see, if you had gone willingly. Oh, well, Dr. Taylor.
No!
If you manage to stay conscious, do keep me updated about how this feels.
No, Zach!
It's working! I can see his soul shimmering, dancing around the bed. But it's not quite severed yet. Raise the levels of the soul extractor.
I'm so sorry, Zach. I don't know what to do. It's all my fault, Zach. I got you into all of this. You were only trying to help me, and I...
Yeah.